Let's talk about drinking wine while watching sports on television. And this is for all the time. I know this is Super Bowl season, but this really applies all the time because everybody talks beer, beer, beer. So let's make room for wine during this time. I'm Ellen from the wine blog, Wine Talk with Ellen. And once again, I am doing this reasonably unscripted. But this time, my editor said, do you mind having a few notes so that I actually make a point here? Okay, I don't drink beer. I don't like beer. I've tried. I don't hold anything against people who like beer, but I have a wine blog, not a beer blog, so I don't talk about beer. We have a lot of beer in our house. I am probably the only member of my family who doesn't like beer. And at one point I thought for make room for wine, I was gonna go be dramatic and go boom and throw everything on the floor. And I'd have to clean it up. So we're not gonna do that drama. But you don't want just any wine. The internet goes insane when there are big sports events, mostly Super Bowl, but even for March Madness or any sport thing, when they start telling you what you should be eating or drinking, and it's always what you should be eating with beer. And occasionally you get somebody who goes really trying to give like equal time to wine and go, let's talk about all the things you could be eating for Super Bowl, like jalapeno poppers, and what wine goes with jalapeno poppers. Nobody wants to do matched wines with jalapeno poppers, although I do have a recommendation. But you want to drink for the fun of it. You want to have wines that are as much fun as getting together with your friends. So I have a few recommendations. So first of all, I strongly recommend anything bubbly because it's sort of festive. So, I mean, you don't want to just go into somebody's house and go, I don't like beer, could I just have it? What's your driest wine do you have? This is not good. You don't want to be that person. So I generally go for sparkling. It just sort of fits in. And there's so many different sparkling wines. Now this one is not what you would know. I'd never even heard of it. It's actually an upstate wine called Cayuga. And it's dry. But see, bubbles, I think bubbles are fun. The advantage of wines from upstate are that on the back, and I will show you a picture. My editor, who I am going to have notes for, will see the picture that I'm going to do a close-up. They will always tell you how sweet or dry the wine is. So, and some people do like sweet wines. I generally don't, but that's me. So you want the bubbles because they're festive and fun. Now, what you could do, when I say this, you could do Prosecco. I don't happen to love Prosecco, but a lot of people do. And if you mix it with stuff, even more fun. My favorite is Cava. This one happens to be from Trader Joe's. So we are not talking, and that one I recommend for everything, Cava. It's made like champagne, but it's much less expensive. If your team is playing and you think they're gonna win, so break out the champagne. I live in New York State. We haven't had a team in the Super Bowl for a bit, but you can I'm big on celebrations. What I always recommend, however, for wines to go with spicy foods, which is often what you're eating for Super Bowl or getting together with people, is a dry Riesling. I have a bunch here, and I even have like a semi-off dry Riesling if you want the sweetness. What's also, I've seen a lot, there are canned wines. There is nothing the matter with a canned wine. Sort of is in keeping with, picture. Again, I don't have them here, but I have a picture. Well, it could be here. And canned wines, just bring them along. Come to somebody's house and say, hey, don't love beer, but just throw this in with your beer cans or beer bottles. They're also, shout out to Drake. Drake recommended Bartonura, which is in the blue bottle, which happens to be a sparkling sweet wine, I guess. It also is kosher. People aren't drinking it because it's kosher, but it has made it has enlarged the whole market of Bartonura. And Bartonura, again, I will show you something, but pictures because I didn't buy it. I was at a wine tasting and they have all of these flavored Bartonura wines, which in cans. Now, they are 5% alcohol, which is an important point because beer is 5% alcohol by volume or whatever. Most wines are 12. So if you're drinking as much wine as they're drinking beer, it could get messy. So I think you sort of have to think of the alcohol content in whatever you're drinking. And the Bartonura, they were good. I didn't buy them, but they're good. And they're different flavors, and that could really fit in well with when you go anywhere. If you go to watch any sporting event at a bar, they're not going to like you to bring your own wine. So what I suggest you do if you go to a wine bar, any bar, and you don't want to be drinking beer, you can always ask for a wine spritzer or anything mixed with seltzer, or you could see if they have a cava or a dry Riesling. But again, it will be a little higher alcohol, so sort of just nurse that drink. It's up to you. I'm not your mother. It's really nice. God, bubbles are so much fun. I would suggest, in terms of sparkling wines, I do have, and I would suggest you subscribe to my channel and you also go and look at some of my other ones because I do a whole thing on sparkling wines. I'm very big on just like celebrating anything. Now I'm going to check my notes and I'm going to tell you, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I think I hit most of the stuff. Subscribe. Now, I'm big on, check out the blog, which is winetalkwithellen.com. If you want to learn about anything more, because if you're saying, well, I may want to know more about wine, maybe I don't want to drink beer and I want to know my other options, and a little knowledge goes a long way. And if you sign up for my email list, you get a little, hopefully here, a ultimate-ish guide, quick guide to wine. I'm big on having fun with wine. My wine blog, literally, the logo says, join the fun. So I suggest you subscribe, join the fun, and push away all that beer. Make room for wine. It's just so much fun because it's like you share a bottle. It's very festive and it's inclusive. You want it inclusive. And it's not just because I don't like beer. I'm really big on having fun it's fun events. You're looking for fun in your life. And enjoy. Cheers.